is if you said the Flea Flickers and Statue of Liberty stuff first and then explained it by CP power and weapon power Arden, I would have understood what you meant, not the other way around. But anyway, you know, not a big American football
It's the North American
guy.
broadcast. They know what I'm talking about, okay?
Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. Anyway, let's get on into this draft. Vision Gaming against Witch Doctor, starting things off pretty standard. Finn ban though, coming out from Witch Doctor. I like Finn. I love Finn, right? Maybe not ban-worthy, because who's been first picking Finn?
I mean, you never know.
I feel like, so let me just re-explain what I'm trying to say there, because Finn and Churnwalker, 2 captain bans. I understand you want to leave the power picks open so you can pick 2 of them, but honestly, a lot of the teams have been using their first picks for captains, but not really on the side of the A side. You want to pick the open power pick, like your Tony, for example. But then this response is usually 2 strong captains.
Yeah, but you look at what's still available. There are so many strong picks
just
still up.
For clarity, they cannot actually lock in Silvernail. He's
Yeah.
hovering it there. Don't get too excited, guys.
A few teams have hovered to Silvernail today. I haven't mentioned it at all because he's not available. Next week is when we'll start to see that Silvernail come through. But for now, it is going to be Lance and Grumpjaw. So that's the 2 heroes that got like the most buff out of this update 3.6.
And Lance is a pick that Witch Doctor used in their playing as well, and they used it effectively.
And that was before he was buffed.
Well, they destroyed.
That was before he was buffed too. So
yeah, this is definitely a pocket pick for them, and I'm excited to see them using it against a stronger team, because it's easy to look good against a weaker team, but now you're up against Vision. I want to see these Lance plays, because Lance has an incredibly high skill ceiling. You can make those insane cross-map plays.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things that Lance has always been known for, is just the ability to set up so many team fights. And you look at the rest of this draft now, Gwen going to be coming through from Vision. Nothing really too out of the ordinary here from Vision. This feels like likely they're going to be keeping their cards close to the vest, because this is a game that they should win on paper. Like, they are going to be the heavy favorites, so I don't expect them to see too many things that are out of the box from them. Likely going to be saving those kinds of picks for later in the tournament against teams that they perceive as larger threats.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they are going to pick up to lock out their composition there. But I like the Scarf grab from the side of Witch Doctor. I'd love to see the Idris again. We saw it we saw it in week 1. Wasn't very likely. Up against a team like Vision, you kind of have to play super serious. So the Weapon Sky. But honestly, Witch Doctor's drafting has been on point so far.
At the same time, though, sometimes pulling out those pocket picks that most people aren't going to be expecting can be your way to victory against a stronger team, because you have that little bit of an unknown edge, that little bit of unconventionalness to your composition. But it looks like both teams, I mean, these are both very strong meta compositions right now. There's not a whole lot of experimentation going on at all. I mean, you look at now that we have a full composition from the side of Vision, you've got the bruisers in Tony and Arden. You've got the sustainability with Adagio and Samuel, and then you've got that backline heavy range damage coming out from Gwen as well. And then Lorelei on the side of Witch Doctor, again, gives you that little bit of protection when you do go in as Lance or Grumpjaw, and for that Sky to maneuver around.
This should be a really good, because these two, like most of these compositions that we talk about here on the desk, are one team has has at least a slight advantage. These 2 compositions are pretty much the same, at least stylistically, very similar. So I'm excited to see. This is more about which team can pull off this better, but I'm excited just to see what Witch Doctor are going to bring to the table here, because they looked phenomenal in their playing game, but also these guys are vocal players. Like Scorpius has been vocal on Twitter, on the team Discord and everything. Like, he wants to prove himself. This is a team that is coming in and wanting to make a name for themselves, and realistically, there's no better way to do it than take down Vision Gaming.
I mean, that would be absolutely massive for them. It would put them on the map 100%, but this is still, we have to curb the expectations a little bit and say this is still a match that they are expected to win for Vision.
It certainly is Vision favored, but let's see if they can make that happen. Vision Gaming against Witch Doctor. Let's pass it over to FlashX and Dowsy to take it away.
We're keeping the British-American dynamic alive, FlashX, as we jump into the North American side of the broadcast here. Vision versus the Witch Doctors. We'll have to see if the Witch Doctors can find their voodoo magic here and upset Vision.
Absolutely love it. I don't know if Caster are supposed to or allowed to pick favorite teams, I'm just gonna ask for forgiveness if we're not supposed to. But Vision Gaming, definitely one of my favorite teams to watch. I have worked with all of these players on a very close level back when they were on the TSM roster, most notably Shaded Talent, TiVo, and Cause. I expect them to be one of the powerhouse top teams here in North America.
I remember back at the Vainglory 8 Unified Western Live Championship in London, when the owner of the Vision Gaming organization approached us and said, hey, I want to get into Vainglory. I'm going to have a team in the Vainglory 8 by the end of the year. So happened that he did. The Vision Gaming roster came through. They made it into the North American Vainglory scene, and here they are fighting to try and show us what they're worth. Going to be an invade into the red side jungle, and it looks like Solo might just be dead. First blood in the jungle.
Scarf burned down to the ground. PvP definitely. I mean, PvP, there's the synergy in this entire team. They've all played and competed with each other before. So there's not this big transitionary period like some of these other 5v5 teams have had. PvP very experienced with playing with Shaded, Cause, and TiVo. I expect them to be very, very tight in terms of their rotation. North America, we've seen in 5v5 a little bit slower in terms of how they start this early game. They're more calculated. They take a little bit longer to ramp up and start getting things involved. We did see that one early kill, but I definitely expect things to slow down quite a bit. But one thing that I'm really impressed with is Witch Doctor Gaming has such good map vision right now. They have scout cams everywhere on the map, whereas Vision, it seems like they only have just a couple scout cams down throughout the Sovereign's Rise.
Yeah, no, not really too focused. Just the topside river that they're really keeping tabs on there. Currently, TiVo just sitting up top, waiting for the farm to come to him as Stratosphere invades on into the side, that blue side jungle, potentially spotted up by a cam as he does so. But you see Vision Gaming, they're going to make the aggressive move themselves, taking away this Crystal Treant. Lucius and Cause able to find that. And now looking for the double bears once they spawn.
Definitely Tina Turner on this weapon power Sky. Not a hero that we have seen too much in the meta, but in my experience playing Ranked Queue, it is definitely one of North America's favorite weapon power laners, because when she ramps up, when she gets the items she needs underneath her belt, she can be an absolute powerhouse pick of a hero. Super, super mobile. It'll definitely be hard for Cause on this Arden, TiVo on this Tony to really get on top of her and stick on top of her. And then, of course, with the Surrey Strikes, it'll be hard for Samuel to land the Malice and Verdicts that he needs to.
Yeah, we'll have to find out how this one does go down. Currently, Stratosphere, the one called out, but Grumtroll's so tanky here on update 3.6. Going to be okay as far as that's concerned. And yeah, look at the pacing. It's just so vibrantly different from Europe. Yeah, I mean, only a year ago we were talking about how EU weren't aggressive whatsoever in the early game, and North America had it all going on. Right now, it seems like North America very happy to farm up and just really calculated invades that are not being contested.
Yeah, and the efficiency coming out of Vision right now is phenomenal. They've amassed K Gold League fight, only picking up one kill, but Witch Doctor in this bottom jungle.
Whoa, that's a lot of damage coming out of Lucius. Got those double crystal bits, all that's necessary in the early game for a Samuel, and going back with almost 1900 gold. Gonna pick up the components for his Spellfire.
He's got those bases there. I definitely expect his damage to ramp up very, very quickly here. Tina Turner going down in the top lane. Cause on one of Tasty Bacon's favorites, the weapon power Arden. I think more traditionally, we do see these Ardens build the more utility style roles. I'll be very curious to see what Cause ends up going with. But knowing Cause, I would expect him to pick up some damage. He picks up the Tendon Bow, and
Nice.
those Blood for Bloods are going to pack quite a punch.
Yeah, no, he's ready to go. TiVo's here, trying to lock up Stratosphere. The taunt comes through, gets the stun. Not sure Cos really wants to get involved now that Tina Turner's back in lane. Boom, 300 damage.
That burst.
Towards Crystal Treant. There's a fight though. Lucius going down low, but it's Solo who's dead. Oh my gosh, look at the damage coming out. PvP Warrior. 2 kills, ace is higher than the Tony once more. He finds the triple. What a monster.
We do not typically see triple kills coming out at subs into the game. But PvP feeling himself. Gwen, great changes to her kit in update 3.6. Her skedaddle giving her that huge boost of movement speed. PvP definitely using that to his advantage. He was double buffed going into that, and that is damage that if you're on Witch Doctor Gaming, you've got to watch out for.
TiVo just bullying a Stratosphere on the top side. Really just not worried about the damage that Tina Turner has. She's nowhere, the Sky is nowhere near the damage output that PvP Warriors Gwen is dishing in. Because of this, Vision Gaming going to ramp themselves up, get this Ghost Wing started.
Yeah, Kaz so tanky on that Ardent. He's going to have no problem tanking it up. I really don't even think Dr. Gaming are in a position to contest this. Is only Scorpius and Ethereal on that Lorelei in the bottom lane. Vision Gaming continuing to extend their lead. They are not letting up. I think turrets are going to start falling like dominoes here in the next couple of minutes.
You'd feel so. 6-1. Already that 7,000 gold lead. TiVo currently just holding off 3 in the top side, doing his best to clear the wave. Doing a pretty good job at it as well, actually. Whilst the rest of his team pushes down mid. This is such a good hold by TiVo. What a god. Bada boom, knocks back Tina Turner in a 1v3 whilst this team has found a second turret in the bot lane. And TiVo's still going at it. Holy moly. He is just unstoppable. Kills in the bot side. Turrets being taken across the map. And Witch Doctor Gaming can do nothing about it. He wants the 1v3 solo kill to Tina Turner. And oh my god, TiVo almost got it. Does finally lose his life. But still, this is 2 turrets taken. In tier 2 turrets. They're looking for the armory turrets. They've only traded a tier 1 on the top side. What the heck is Witch Doctor doing?
Yeah, Witch Doctor not really playing the macro game as well as I think that they could be. Spoke to them a little bit before the game started. They definitely said that they were nervous, rightfully so. This roster, again, veteran players, even though they're so young, they certainly understand the game at a very high level, and certainly their mechanics are some of the best in the entire game. Vision Gaming, their first series of the tournament, looking very strong.
I mean, PvP Warrior just... I mean, at this point, you can't get close to him. He'll just pretty much one-shot you with the passive on Gwen here. Pretty insane stuff. This turret, not long for the world. Tina Turner doing his best to push everyone back with that death from above. But Vision happy to just walk on into the base. It's a 4 versus 5. They have to respect that somewhat. Unless they just delete Tina Turner from the game with this Gwen, then they can potentially push on towards that armory.
Kaz has his gauntlet. If Witch Doctor steps up too far, I think Vision will look to engage here instead. They're just going to cut away, go try and make sure they have the rotation locked down on Witch Doctor's jungle, which they are going to be able to successfully do. Ghost Wing probably coming back up here pretty soon. Another turret falling in the top lane. TiVo picking that up by himself. Vision. Clean rotations right now. A 10k gold lead. We're not even 10 minutes into the game yet. They're looking at another turret here in the bottom lane.
It's insane how Vision Gaming have generated this lead for themselves as TiVo is just going to escape this one. Stratosphere is looking for the Grumpjaw eat. That doesn't look like they're going to chase too far because look at what's happening on the bot side. It's Scorpius losing his life to PvP Warrior. Ace's high connects, but the Water War and the Fountain will keep Scorpius alive for now. Does look like potentially they might continue this siege. Kioz was trying to get the armory for himself, wasn't quite able to secure it. He's going to get pushed out by Stratosphere here. With the Ghost Wing spawning, Vision Gaming might just fall back, take the jungle, and then look for that instead. Vision
is doing such a good job at allocating resources every area of the map. TiVo in the top lane, Kaz in the mid, the other 3 in the bottom lane, pressuring everywhere, making sure Witch Doctor does not even have a chance to breathe. Even though it's a 3-on-5 here in the bottom lane, Vision Gaming is gaining the upper hand in terms of damage output, forcing Witch Doctor to go and retreat. This is going to be the rotation they want to secure that Ghost Wing and potentially look to go ahead and close out the game.
I mean, this game is over as soon as they group as 5 Flash. It just feels like there's nothing that Witch Doctor can do. If they're not able to take a 5 versus 3 comfortably, then there's no way they're going to be able to fight these, you know, carries once the front line is there to help out as well. Ghost Wing in the back pocket now for Vision Gaming. up by 10,000 still, and they're just looking for the entry into the base.
This is beautiful Vainglory coming out of Vision. TiVo gonna taunt up Stratosphere on that Grumpjaw. I think Witch Doctor's in trouble here in Vision. I think that they are confident enough in their own mechanics that they're gonna look to close things out.
Well, it is a group up in the mid lane for the front line. The carry's getting ready to push down the bot side for Vision Gaming. Currently, Witch Doctor are doing their best to hold off the forces in the mid lane, but they're pushing their way through the bot side, taking that turret down. Scorpius trying to take up the damage, but he doesn't have enough defensives. He goes down. This is going to be the fight breaking out, as that's Tina Turner dead. Nothing you can do at this point. TiVo tanky enough just to run off the Sanctuary after being swallowed up. 2 armories down. Vision Gaming don't even need to fight. All they care about is take down the Vayne Crystal, and they're going to do so in one of the fastest games of Vainglory 5v5 I've seen. Vayne Crystal down at 11:43.
Clean game coming out of Vision Gaming. I mean, that's exactly what I expected. These kids are absolutely phenomenal players. Definitely flexing their prowess here in game number 1.
Absolutely incredible stuff, and it just went so wrong so quickly for Witch Doctor. To try and bounce back from that loss is a difficult task indeed, and I 100% see why people are predicting Vision to win the whole VPL. I mean, what do you think of that, Munch?
Well, anyone that was doubting that Vision is a team to watch out for has been silenced. That was disgusting. And can we just take a moment to appreciate that Cos played Weapon Power Arden and was like half healthing people in one hit?
I mean, don't sleep on the Weapon Arden. I've been saying it for years now.
It's not the
It got
first good
proven in
performance it's had.
preseason, and it's going to keep getting proven because it is amazing. But my goodness, Vision, I mean, this...
Yeah.
It's
PvP Warrior as well.
we expected them to be dominant, but like that was just almost excessive.
It was the fact that it wasn't even like individual. It wasn't even like a team.
It wasn't.
It was just like,
they didn't
oh,
win
PvP
based on
Warrior's
their
bot.
like
He's
full
gonna
team
1v3
rotations.
and just
like,
take turrets.
Yeah, it wasn't even like fully on the team rotations, or it wasn't like really clever positioning. It was just them saying, you know what, we are stronger right now. We are going to fight, and we are going to win.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at where we are in the bracket right now for the Group D bracket. This is obviously brought to you guys by the Razer phone. We're currently in Vision Gaming versus Witch Doctor. It's 1-0 right now, and it's looking like it might just be a clean 2-0, honestly. But later on, we're going to be jumping into Daria Esports up against Jenners, and that will be our last round of 16 game. We have almost got our full round of 16 decided and our quarter finalists locked on in. But I want to talk a little bit about Witch Doctor's win way back in the first week of the VPL. Let's take a look at our Rockstar Rewind for Witch Doctor, because this is a team that had promise. They destroyed these 2 games, and especially players like Serbius, like PentaQ. They had some awesome plays, and Scorpius as well. Fantastic captain.
Yeah, I mean, they played great games in the play-ins, but this has just been a totally different animal. I mean, you look at the way that they were able to take team fights, how aggressive they were being. Prioritizing the right targets, knowing who to focus. It's, again, there's promise for this team, just they aren't quite ready for a team like Vision.
Yeah, absolutely. And, they're playing with a slightly different roster to what they played with in the play-in week, but Tina Turner stepping in, I don't feel like Tina Turner was the weakness right there.
Really,
she even had an outplay in the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, actually, it was a 1v3 situation. They baited in TiVo to go for that kill. Tina Turner still had the flask available, so they were able to get that kill. But while that is good for an individual play, you look at what's happening on the rest of the map, and Vision were pushing into the armory turrets while that's happening. So it looks nice in the isolated moment, but as a whole, Vision is just so much further ahead.
Absolutely, and a lot of that was on PvP Warrior, just destroying in the bot lane. But one of the big guys that I want to talk about after that game is Cos. Let's take a look. He's going to be definitely a player to watch. In the preseason, one of his most played was Kestrel, but honestly, that just shows how diverse his hero pool is. because he was playing Weapon Arden in that game and absolutely demolished them. So realistically, you never know quite what's going to come out from Cos, but you always know it's going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything that he puts his hands on ends up being successful in the jungle here in 5v5. So this is one of those teams that, we always talk about targeted bans or, banning away what they're going to be best with.
Yeah.
What do you ban against them? Like, it doesn't seem to matter because whatever you ban, they will have another strategy in place. They will be able to adapt to that and pick up virtually anything on Sovereign's Rise and make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we've seen that right before our very eyes in game number 1. I'm really curious what this next draft is actually going to look like, because the first draft we saw some kind of off-the-wall bans trying to target players out and avoiding banning the power picks, but realistically, can you afford not to ban the power pick? I mean, honestly, I think Gwen is starting to become a ban at this point, because we've seen multiple times today, Gwen is destroying teams.
Yeah, either that or teams are going to have to figure out a way to actually deal with her in the laning phase, because that's where Gwen is so dominant, because she does do that heavy burst with the buckshot and just the, her perk being able to give her that amplified basic attack damage. So it's really difficult to trade against a Gwen when you're in the lane. So either, like you said, maybe she starts to become a ban, but then who do you take off the ban list in order to put her on it? So it's a very difficult choice to make, and we'll see where these two teams do decide to go now.
We certainly will. I'm curious, and we're actually going to see oh no, sorry, I'm completely on the wrong page there. Tina Turner's still going to be in the game. I thought they'd subbed out Tina Turner again then, but Kinetic is going to be the ban as well as Churnwalk, and then we're going to have Kensei taken off the board. And the final ban from Vision Gaming. We'll see what that's going to be in the end. It's Grumpjaw. So Grumpjaw, pretty standard ban at this point. I think Grumpjaw just so strong, especially the fact that you can just eliminate another player from the team fight. You can build tanky and you still do really good damage.
And because the meta for 5v5 has shifted so much towards these stacking heroes, stacking up a Dragon's Eye or a Breaking Point, when you ult someone that is building up one of those two items, that takes away all those stacks by the time you spit them out. So that's one of the reasons, another one of the reasons why Grumpjaw has become so prevalent right now. We are going to see this Finn get picked up. This was banned by the side of Witch Doctor in game 1. So clearly they have a lot of emphasis on this Finn pick.
One thing I really like about this Finn pick is things like Anka and Reza are still open, but really don't do well against Finn. So this is actually a really smart first pick coming out from Witch Doctor. I like this creativity in the draft, because we don't typically see people allowing them through and then not first picking it. So they are going to be up against a Scarf and Tony though, but Scarf versus Finn is kind of some people disagree on how this matchup goes, but honestly, if I'm playing Scarf, I like it when there's a Finn on the other team, because it's just a target to stack up your Dragon's Eye on before the fight.
It depends on what stage of the fight you're at. We are going to get this Black Feather, but going back to that Scarf Finn matchup, it depends on where in the fight you're at. If you're before the fight has really fully broken out, you love it, because you get stacked up, and it's very difficult for Finn to avoid any of your Spitfires. Once you're in the thick of the fight, though, that's when you start to hate the fact that Finn is there, because he's eating all this damage that you want to get onto the backliners. And Lance coming through as well, another one of these heroes, a very similar situation where, can block a lot of the damage coming from Scarf that's trying to get through onto other targets.
Yeah, and also Black Feather to jump onto that Scarf. So far, I like the lineup from Witch Doctor. We said that in game 1 though, and it didn't really work out. So we'll see what miraculous things they have to pull out of their sleeves. Black Feather definitely a pocket pick for them. We'll see if it's going to be enough, to be quite honest. Vision Gaming basically deciding how they want to round this one out. They played Idris previously, flickering between Idris and Glaive. So I feel like neither of those picks are particularly meta right now, but when you won game 1 as well as you did, I think you can afford to have a little bit of fun in game 2.
Yeah, and it's also, you mentioned the fact that Idris was used by Witch Doctor in their week 1, so maybe also just a little bit of, all right, you guys won with it, we're going to show you that we can do it just as well. So maybe a little bit of that gamesmanship going on here with Vision, but Idris is one of these heroes that if you get rolling, can be very difficult to stop if you don't have the stuns. And obviously, a Quibble can be dodged pretty easily by an Idris. The one thing that he's going to really have to worry about is those Lance Scythian walls, because if Idris does get stunned up, he's very, very squishy and goes down very quickly.
Yeah, Idris is not going to survive if he can land that CC, but he's so good at dodging out away from that. Samuel was going to be the last
Lean with
lock
a
in
scarf.
Here. Yeah, good amount of damage, honestly, coming out from Witch Doctor. I actually really like the Witch Doctor composition. They got the Lance against Samus last time,
if these were two teams that were dead even in terms of skill and ability, I would give favor to the Witch Doctor draft here. They did a very good job with their drafting, and that's, again, one of these things that not a lot of these play-in teams had was very good drafting skills. So definitely one of the initial positives for Witch Doctor to take away from this is that their drafting has been absolutely on point.
There are definitely positives to talk about for Witch Doctor, and I'm excited to see if they're going to... I want them to like stick together as a team. I want to see these guys grow because there's clear potential right here for this team. But realistically, going into Game 2 against Vision, after how Game 1 went, I don't want to just talk about Witch Doctor here because Vision... this is going to be a show, right? Locking in Idris. Just watch the Idris in this one. It's time to jump onto the map. Sovereign's Rise. Let's do this. Vision Gaming up against Witch Doctor. Let's see how this one's going to finish on out. Whether Witch Doctor can hold on or if it's going to be a Vision 2-0.
Well, Vision Gaming, super dominant first game here on the Sovereign's Rise. Witch Doctor will be looking to try and find their dignity. Flash X, definitely a hard task ahead of them.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle. Vision, so strong. I mean, we saw it there in the first game. I do think Witch Doctors have now made pretty substantial gains in terms of how strong their drafts are. I really like the Finn being paired with the Samuel. Tina Turner denying the Gwen from PvP Warrior this game. But PvP's signature hero, in my opinion, is definitely this Idris. It could definitely be another field day for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, fun fact, back in week 1, day 2 of the VPL, Clash from Europe were able to set the fastest game in history for 5v5 VPL at 11:25. We just witnessed a 11:43 game. So it's kind of crazy to think that Vision Gaming were that close in game 1. But actually, I mean, how do you find that extra, 25 seconds necessary to beat a world record?
It's definitely a notable difference, but Vision Gaming would definitely be the team that would be able to make it happen. I have no doubt. Lucius on Scarf in this game. He pushes wave in. Gonna find a little bit of a recall, reset, pick up some more base items. Solo on this Samuel going behind already. He's 7 last hits behind Lucius. That is not a deficit that you want to be at this early on into the game.
No, not at all. Lucius last game was spitting out so much damage on his Samuel. Of course, it was PvP Warrior who just kind of surprised us once that Sorrow Blade was online for the Gwen. Now on Idris, though, going to be slightly different. Still a huge threat to be had, but you can see Scorpius has kind of head up to the top side to help out Aetherial here. Really just make sure that PvP Warrior can't run away with the matchup. And honestly, Black Feather pretty good into weapon power Idris. But I tell you what's not good into anything is a mage left alone against 3.
Definitely not. That's just, again, he's behind. Him being left to his own defenses, not what you want to do. Cause finding a nice rotation.
What is that? Oh my god, Stratosphere so close, but Cause just sidesteps backwards to dodge the Giffian wall to catch out that kill onto Tina Turner. I love watching this high-level mechanical play from Cos.
We saw really good vision out of Witch Doctor in this game number 1, but game 2, Tina Turner just didn't know that Cos was rotating down. I don't know if they didn't communicate it. It was very that he was off the map. That's something that they need to be able to respond to much more quickly, because you can't be getting caught out this early on or you are going to fall too far behind.
Look at this, Vision Gaming, they take away the Crystal Treant, the double bears Lucius and Shaded Talent share the experience and the goal, they get it all. Now they're moving in to try and take away the Weapon Treant as well. Cos getting back up here. Oh, the Spitfire Goop secures it for Lucius, and oh, Cos just picks up 1 kill on the back of it all, waiting for his auto attacks to come back up. Shaded Talent to heal him. Just thought potentially there was a potential. They are going to steal away every jungle camp. And right now, Vainglory 5-5 isn't one in lane. It's one in jungle.
Beautiful invade from Vision Gaming. All of the jungle camps are dealing more damage in update 3.6. So if you get pinched in a spot like Witch Doctors were, where you're having to tank those jungle camps while fighting the enemy team, that's not a position that you want to be in. And yeah, definitely Witch Doctors getting punished for it.
And look at it. Oh, Lucius rooted up. Finally, they're going to get onto this Scarf, but I just don't think they have the damage to chase forward. Shaded Talent just doing continuous auto attack damage from the side. And once Lucius's crystal buff expires, all he has to do is head over to his jungle and he can secure it as well. I mean, there's an argument to be made that potentially getting the gold sooner rather than later is better, so that you can get more of it overall in the game. Currently, it doesn't really matter. You're up by 4,000 gold and you haven't really done anything other than invade jungle.
Not only is Vision up 4k gold, look at how much gold all these players are sitting on. Cause 2k, PvP Warrior 3k, Shaded Talent almost 2k gold. They are going to hit some huge item power spikes very, very quickly, which Cause just did in his Aftershock. You thought his burst damage was legit already. It's about to get that much more deadlier.
Scary times ahead. And of course, playing this jungle Malign, he'll have that weapon buff so that he can slow you down with his auto attacks as well. Look at this. Cause just so much damage from the auto attack, from the shifts. We get a kill up topside solo for PvP Warrior as he takes down Scorpius, now Aetherial under the turret, in trouble as that Chakram just does so much damage as it rips through. Lucius and Shaded Talent setting up to invade onto this Gold Oak once more, clearing out Vision and setting it up as well. It's just, there's nothing that the Witch Doctors can do.
PvP Warrior showing exactly why Idris is one of his heroes. That was a 1 versus 2 when he picked up the kill onto the Finn. You do not want to be giving up kills when you have a numbers advantage. He's continuing to apply pressure in a 1 versus 3. He recognizes that he needs to get out, and he's going to find a little bit of a retreat.
He doesn't want to get out. He wants to go in 1v3 and find kills. Oh,
not going to be enough, though. That was bold, PvP. A little bit too bold, though. That
was unnecessary, but if he got it, whoo!
He was going for the highlight reel plays. That's for sure. We gotta give him credit for being confident. Again, that Ghost Wing capture came out a little bit sooner. Maybe he could have taken it. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more communication out of Vision Gaming, letting PvP know, hey, give us 5 seconds to finish this. You'll have the buff, then you can go in. That would have been really, really beautiful, Vainglory. Unfortunately, he's going to fall, but it being over 6k gold ahead at this point, I don't think Vision even cares.
Yeah, right now, Vision Gaming showing why they're one of the top teams here in North America, and unfortunately for the Witch Doctors, a play-in team, it's just not enough in this round of 16. Currently looking to try and take this tier 2 turret in the top mid lane. They're going to find that no contest whatsoever. Their gold lead continues advancing. Cause in the bot side holding off 2. Tina Turner's almost dead. If it wasn't for that fortified health coming out of Scorpius last second, he would have died.
Yeah, Vision Gaming definitely capitalizing on this gold advantage that they have thus far. Cause hungry for more kills. He's 3 of 0. Will it be 5? Not this time.
Not quite this time, but look at this. From mid up to top, they secure 1. They secure the second here. This is so many turrets in such a short period of time. And Witch Doctor, right now they can't contest. And we just jumped the gold lead up by a whole another 2,000 here. Everyone can go back and shop.
8,000 gold lead, 8 minutes into the game. Vision Gaming relentless in the pressure that they are able to put on. They understand the game so well. They understand their advantages. They know when to go in, press them. They are just continuing to extend this lead. And this game, I don't know how much longer Witch Doctor is going to be able to hang on.
Well, for Witch Doctors, I think what they want to do is hold on for another 3 minutes and deny that record of fastest game lost. That would definitely be a good start, but obviously you want to come back and win. You want to make this a game, a series. Cos here looking to continue his play. Just such a fabulous Malign so far. In the preseason, he averaged 5.42 kills. Currently, he's sitting on 4, so not too far off, finding that average once more. And Vision Gaming are allowed to just continue pressuring it out. Then Witch Doctor are not going to find an in back into this game. Oh, over the wall, Lucius. Beautiful.
Stratosphere sticking around just a little bit too long. He actually had the block if he wanted to try and stay alive. He's find it though. Great pull from Scorpius.
Great. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of damage put out. I think PvP Warrior's dead. Just decided to commit, get some extra damage down onto that armory turret. That's going to slow the game down just a bit because Vision Gaming will have to pull back.
Is it going to slow the game down, or are they running straight for that ghost swing and going to capture it as soon as PvP Warrior comes back online? I guess it even does a favor for Vision just to push them back in that direction. Cause obviously going to pick up this crystal tree, and his damage right now is absolutely immense. Witch Doctor has to position very, very carefully. They're in position to at least contest the ghost swing, but I don't even know if they're going to be able to regardless.
Yeah, I'm not sure they are, because just half health's Tina Turner blocks up that impale coming through from Stratosphere. And meanwhile, Lucius with his auto attacks, the goop is just doing so much work. Oh, Cos a little bit overextended, will lose his life. Shaded Talent needs to make sure that he's not in trouble. This would be a 3 versus 5 if they hard commit to it. I think what they want to do is stop the backports coming through because the armory turret is going down. PvP Warrior in the top side, almost finding the first kill. It's going to be TiVo versus 2. Tina Turner should be able to deal with that, though, you feel. One traded back and forth. Lucius gets pulled to Scorpius. He's all right. I'll take you down. Now it's Solo and Tina Turner stuck here, whilst Alifa gets to go back, but the armory turret's already dead, and PvP Warrior is taking down this another one. It's going to be Lucius coming in with the goop, the Spitfire combo to make sure it happens swiftly. Vision Gaming just macro game on point right now. Armory's going to look like it's going to fall as well. Lucius, whoa, PvP Warrior just jumps in, finds a kill. Oh my goodness, we're 25 seconds away from the record, and they're able to get more kills. Maybe they find it here. Nah, it's going to be a fallback. Not going to be the hard commit for it just yet. But 2 armories down at 11 minutes. It's not fun to be Witch Doctors.
No, it's not. All it's going to take is Vision to reset, get some more items online, push through that bottom lane, take down the final armory turret, and I don't think Witch Doctors is going to be able to stop them.
You compare lanes to each other. Tina Turner with that Sorrow Blade has been forced into building defensives just after. PvP Warrior's got 3 items.
Yeah,
defensive.
Huge disparity. Huge disparity. I mean, PvP Warrior, we straight in to Tina Turner, just absolutely deleting the Gwen. Not even giving her a chance to try and contest. Vision Gaming, I really respect and appreciate their composure here. Their positioning to take the Black Claw. I think arguably they could just push straight into the base if they wanted to, but the safe, calculated play, definitely going for the Black Claw right here, and I like that a lot out of them.
Looks like it is going to be Witch Doctors charging, trying to find the steal, but it's going to be too late. It's already taken just as they arrive. Are going to fight, but already Stratosphere is dead. Alifa on the back line going to go down as well. Tina Turner trying to do damage, but they're just burning the Scorpius alive. 2 kills taken. Looking for more. That's going to be a 3rd. An ace across the board. Holy moly, it's all done and dusted. Vision Gaming pushing for the win.
14k gold lead accumulated in not even a 13-minute game. Beautiful stuff out of Vision. I'm glad I picked them as my favorites. They did not let me down, and I'm definitely excited to see what this team can do for the rest of the tournament.
Turns out they're pretty damn good at Vainglory Flash X, that's for sure. Vision Gaming showing why they're hot stuff here in the North American VPL. And right now, they move themselves into the quarterfinals, ready to take on anyone that comes their way. We'll have to find out who will be coming their way very shortly, but I don't want to be them personally. I don't think anyone wants to be. I mean, let's just throw it back to Munch and see what he has to say about it all.